Well, good morning again, church. Thanks again for tuning in. Hopefully, yesterday's service worked out okay for you. If you want to watch it again, you can find a link to the video in the Listen Again section of our church website, hebronec.co.uk. By the way, if you are aware of anyone who is struggling accessing these videos, let us know and we can see what we can do to help. Maybe an over-the-phone tutorial or something like that would help. It's at least worth a shot, isn't it? I must also send my apologies too for not wishing the mums a happy Mother's Day this morning, or yesterday rather. I had intended to, but it slipped my mind. This morning, all I really wanted to do was just remind you of a couple of things. So firstly, social media and communication. Secondly, the day of prayer and fasting that's coming up. And then finally, I just wanted to round up my sermon again and look forward to what we're going to look at next Sunday morning. So firstly, social media and communication. Every day there will be plenty on social media, prayers to help bring rhythm to our lives, verses and songs to encourage us. So do get connected if you are on social media. We as leaders will also be trying to make contact every day of the week. The working week, there will be videos 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. You get a change of face this week on Wednesday and a change of accent because Brian is going to do that one. Then on Tuesdays and on Thursdays, we want to make email contact with you. So at least for the next few weeks, the Thursday Extra, as it currently exists, will not be going out. For those emails that we'll be sending as leaders, it would be good to share some encouraging stories maybe that you have and specific prayer requests that you have. So if you have any, get in touch with us and let us know. Email us at leaders@hebronec.co.uk. Then next, the day of prayer. In my last update, I mentioned a 24-hour prayer and fast for our nation. The idea is we pray and fast that God might have mercy on our nation and our world. It starts at 12 a.m. on Tuesday morning and goes right through until 12 a.m. on Wednesday morning. There's a link in the description below for anyone who wants to find out more about that. We encourage everyone who is able to get involved in it if they can. It's such a good thing and such a right thing for us to pray and fast for our nation, for our world at this time. Then the third thing to think about, and the last thing is this week's sermon and then what we're going to look at next week. So this is just a little reminder first of the main points we thought about yesterday. So Paul has a list of one more things before I go. And he says this to us. And God is saying this to us through what Paul says. God is calling us, like he did the Colossians, to devote ourselves to pray, to overcome hurdles, praying directly against temptation and in all turning back to thank him for answered prayer. Next, God is calling us to pray for and to take opportunities to share him with the world, something which even our circumstances of limited movement at the moment cannot stop. God is at work and he's calling us to join him. So do share what God's calling you into with us too, so we can encourage and also find partners in that work. Next, God is calling us to be wise as we interact with those who do not know him, to be gracious, to show Jesus in our words and actions, and to answer effectively, which, as we said, is not about winning an argument. It's about showing others why we trust God. And finally, God is calling us to encourage each other by sharing, telling each other, particularly those in isolation, about what is going on in our lives, but also what we are praying for them. But in this age of instant communication, just pick up the phone and pray there and then. Do it by text, do it by call, do it by video. So that's what we looked at yesterday. Next week, we're starting a little series building up to Easter. How important it is for us in these challenging times to get back to the heart of what our faith is based on. I'm personally excited to see where our new format will lead us to with all of this. So the passage we're going to look at next week is Luke 9, verses 44 to 51. And it's when Jesus begins his journey to Jerusalem. So have a read at some point this week. Maybe reflect upon it and bring those reflections with you next Sunday. I think that's everything for now. Brian will see you on Wednesday, and I'll be back on Friday. So see you then. God bless.